They take a lot of those aesthetics from Trainwreck because they're like, hey, you like Trainwreck? Let's bring you in here.
Okay.
It ain't no Trainwreck.
No,
not Judd
but it is in some ways.
It's a train wreck.
It's
It's not
Trainwreck.
train wreck.
It's absolutely.
DTmerch.com. Go over there and check out all of the shirts, backpacks, phone covers, jerseys, hats, and more that we have over there. But what is this right here? That colorful little item right there is the featuring the artist of the month. That would be Deja Leonard, aka Deja Doodles. Deja Doodles is always going to be around. Check out her Instagram page and all of her wonderful artwork, caricatures, and more over there. Very talented girl. Maybe you'll even want to hire her to do some work for you. You can subscribe many ways and help us out many ways. Donation, or you want to become a subscriber and watch all these shows, or maybe one day you'll even be a part of the show. But if you go over there, look for our Amazon Pay button, sign up with your Amazon account, not even Prime account, just regular account. Username, password, put it in there, press enter. Oh, shit. Martin, I still got nipples. Felt like they just flew off. Why? Because it's all that toasty goodness all over. I Feel Pretty with Amy Schumer. You know, Amy Schumer got a lot of confidence. Girl is selling out shows. She's always making movies out there where she is not ashamed to show that body to anybody. Talking about sex all the time. She horny, you know, and not afraid to let the world know. One thing about her, the girl don't lack confidence. But her character, Renee, in this movie, lacks a lot of confidence and esteem. And she just cannot function in this world unless she has met her certain standard. Which for most people say, man, not only is that an impossible standard because a lot of that shit is photoshopped.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of that shit is cloning. You know, a lot of it is like the people creating a lab. I mean, a lot of these things that you see here, and maybe if you do look like that, you won the lottery. Girl, ain't nobody trying to be like that, but you live your life, be happy, and appreciate the people around you who love you for who you are. But she's like, no, I can't do that. I've got to be beautiful. I got to be gorgeous. All these people at this makeup company making me feel like I'm less than. And lucky for her, she knocks herself in the head when she falls off an exercise bike and she wakes up to somehow see herself as a different person. Ain't nothing changed except her fucking mental instability.
So she wasn't struck by lightning on the exercise bike?
In her mind, she's a supermodel now.
Okay.
Yeah, in her mind, she's a supermodel, and she's just going around like, hey, I know this is crazy, but trust me, it's me. And everybody's like, yeah, it's you, all right. But it does say a lot for her confidence. I mean, even if she does look the same, her mentality is different. Does that work for her? Does it truly make her life any better? Let's go ahead and look at the trailer for I Feel Pretty.
Who's that sexy thing I see over there?
I know you don't recognize me.
That's me.
You guys, it's me.
Mirror.
Renee. What's happening?
Oh, full spin.
I recognize when people are trying to do the right thing, Martin. I know when people are trying to go out there and make the world a better place for certain people out there. And
they have a message.
I have a message, and I commend this movie for trying to empower women with confidence about their body type. You know, I look at this, and this movie is it's sort of a combination of Shallow Hal and Big with Tom Hanks, except without the mystical parts, the hallucinations, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And I appreciate that they're trying to do the right thing. I just don't think that the message is as helpful as the movie thinks it is, as the filmmakers think it is.
That's the thing, man. I thought, well, premise-wise, you wrote this down on a napkin and showed it to me. I'm like, yeah, that's a cool premise. I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw it already with Shallow Hal when it did it much better. But yeah, it's a cool premise.
Well,
but then to watch it play out, I'm like, I feel like you didn't stick to this.
No. I mean, because here's the thing about it. Y'all are trying to help, but a lot of women who you're trying to help, they're going to go see this and they're going to say, my self-esteem, my confidence, I'm good. I was good when I got in here. Amy Schumer, that character on the screen, that bitch is crazy. Because you look at this and this is a movie. No, I'm not joking. This is a woman who is mentally ill. She is a woman who has such low self-esteem and set up impossible standards that she's driven herself insane.
Okay.
It's a movie about a disturbed person.
All right.
Yeah, and it's not like the disturbed part is after she hits her head and suddenly sees herself as a supermodel. It's from before that.
No, she has problems, man. This woman,
Because she's Amy Schumer who hates herself, and then after that accident, she becomes Danielle.
oh yeah, yeah. And if y'all don't know who Danielle is, y'all watch the shows. You'll meet her one day. Amy Schumer is normal. Amy Schumer is normal for girls and guys out there. They try to make her look bad, and I'm sorry, maybe Amy Schumer's not your type, but she ain't hideous. I'm looking at like parts of the movie where she's dressed real nice and got herself groomed, when I'm like, man, I used to get girls like Amy Schumer all the time and thought I was winning back in the day.
Well, plus, yeah, she's pumping this. It's all pumped up like, man, I was fat and ugly before, but now I think I'm hot. But to look at her before, you're like, listen, you might not be the first girl I go after, but you're thick, and that's a thing now. Everybody's into that. And one of her best friends is A.D. Bryant, who is much bigger than her, who is not suffering these same self-esteem issues.
I think that's a kind of the point of the movie. But like I said, man, look, anybody in Marcel wouldn't be his first choice. It might be mine. I mean, maybe at 2 a.m. in the morning when everybody was gone.
She didn't look bad in that bikini contest when they showed. I was like, all right, I don't see what the issue is here.
Brother, thank you. Because now you're making me mad, because now the movie's insulting me. Telling me I've been doing it wrong all these years. Telling me like back in the day, I've been picking up Beast. No, man, this is nice.
It's a movie that's trying to like point a finger or give a message, but actually it's more insulting than it knows it is. When they're like, well, guys just like girls who are skinny and have all this. It's like, no, we like butts and we like asses. We like boobs, but that's not what y'all are giving us. We'll take what you're giving us, but I'd much rather have that over there.
Listen, you drop this girl off in Atlanta and she's working the peak hours at any strip club anytime. and dudes would probably pay for that more than some of the girls that we're supposed to actually be paying for that. We're told to be paying for.
Because all the girls she idolizes, you look at and you go, yeah, you're pretty and all, but you're too much work and not enough meat. And that's I guess.
I ain't even saying that. Look, I ain't saying skinny girls are bad. I ain't saying big girls are bad. But we've been told that thicker girls are, well, that's a fetish. No, hell no.
It's not a fetish.
Anybody would hit this, and anybody, different types are all beautiful, but that ain't bad right there. But they're trying to tell us in the movie that is a bad thing. Y'all are thinking 10 years ago. Today, the plus size model has become the norm.
Yeah.
Oh, Ashley Graham, yeah.
Yeah, you ain't gotta be on heroin anymore to be a model. You ain't gotta be all thin and sickly, and and what they told us a few years ago. This thick is in right here. I don't think that there's anything in this movie that is bad with Amy Schumer, and I'm gonna even say that I think it's at a point now where it might be harmful for what they're trying to do. Because I know some people out there who are like, damn, I was working hard to look like Amy Schumer. And you mean to tell me now that I finally got here, you're telling me I look like shit? I think that, there's some women out there who might look at this and be like, you're not really making me feel good like you think you are. I do think the movie is better than something like Shallow Hal. Because Shallow Hal, for me, is a movie that's kind of hypocritical in a way. Shallow Hal is telling women to actually be cool with their appearance, while the whole time you get the image of this gorgeous girl from the view of a male. And by the way, this gorgeous girl who actually is a gorgeous girl in a fat suit, pulling some white Eddie Murphy shit. I think this movie's is doing better to get to its point and its goal than Shallow Hal is, because at least one thing you can say, Amy Schumer is showing herself for what she is and bearing her body to the world. But the movie's just trying too hard, man. The movie's trying way too hard to make you buy something that is just too way unbelievable here. They go out of their way to ugly this girl up. They, when she goes to the gym, her clothes are ugly. She's got workout clothes for clowns. They make sure that she has the brightest clothes, so she stands out from all these other people just to show you. Even her taste is ugly, and everybody else is they got makeup on, their hair is done. They've glammed up to go to the
gym,
to the
the
gym.
Soul Cycle. But
she's in there. She's greasy. Her hair's all matted down on her face. They go out of their way to make her ugly.
And her cycle breaks several times.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, the girl don't weigh that goddamn much.
She ain't that fat and she ain't that clumsy. Come on, y'all. She's so ugly. She scares babies.
It's what's on the outside that the whole.
It's like, even the baby's like, God damn, girl, you're a monster. It's like,
I'm used to LA chicks. Where are you?
Her stomach. There's even a point where they can't even be consistent with that. They got one point where she's practically pregnant, and then when she's doing her bikini thing, she got the thick girl's 4-pack right there. It's like, come on, y'all. This girl, stop trying to make her look bad, man. They even surround her with reaction people who are just there to like validate. Yeah, you ugly.
I'm beautiful.
Nah, bitch, you trash. This is weird for anything. This dude walks up to
Emily
Ratajkowski, yeah. And he's like, excuse me, can you tell me which aisle the dishwashing liquid is on? And she's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna go find it. And he's like, oh, well, you look like somebody who knows how to wash dishes. Maybe I can get your number. You can give me some dishwashing pointers. Only a psycho says that shit.
Yeah.
It's the worst pickup line I've ever heard.
It's terrible.
Only crazy people
Yeah.
say that shit.
You should be in the house cleaning. You're getting it on both ends. These are both bad things.
And that's the problem with the movie, man. It over exaggerates right down to her insecurities, because because she says she's ugly, it does not convince us she's ugly. And she really is mentally ill with it, because she looks normal, but in her mind, there are moments in the movie where she's like, I'm hideous. Don't look at me.
She was a fan of the opera shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one point where she actually does run out of a bar. Don't look at me. When she crawls up a bell tower, Yeah,
it's very dark, man.
yeah, it's like, wow, no one behaves like this. And that's the problem with the film for me, like you were saying. The comedy doesn't work in addition to this premise that we have here.
She's too clumsy. It's a thing they do a lot lately, where our lead character is the nervous girl who talks, who says whatever comes on her mind, and trips and falls all the time for no reason.
Yeah. This is that world, man. Movie world, where everything is exaggerated for a laugh or a reaction.
And especially every scene with Shashir Zamata, it's her going, what? Ooh,
Yeah.
Girl, you
Oh,
ugly. Oh.
Yeah. She that's what I'm talking about. You just put reaction people behind them. I don't know. Yeah, you fat. Yeah, you look like shit. I don't know what you want from me. I know that this is a movie and that we're supposed to accept it as being a different total universe for the sake of comedy.
Sure.
But that's different if the comedy is not that funny, man. The way people, there's a difference between doing things that you don't do in real life and doing things that will get you committed to a mental home. There's like this moment in the movie where she goes up to her friends and sneaks up behind them. It's like, you look at this, nobody behaves like this, even when they're trying to sneak up and surprise people.
Don't scream. Slowly turn around.
Slats?
Oh my God. Okay. Don't scream.
No one is screaming.
No one does this.
Like, if you don't take your hand
If
off
you
my
don't get,
face.
if you don't get your, this is what you do when you kidnap somebody.
Yeah.
This is
Like,
what
that would make them scream.
This is what you do when you about to slit somebody's throat.
Yeah.
I would never do this to you, Corey. You can turn around and beat my ass if I did that to you.
Your hand's so salty.
Unless I had chloroform and I'm actually dragging your ass away.
Yeah, it's that whole gag that now I'm so handsome, you don't even recognize me. How far can you carry that before your best friends go, What is it you think you see that we don't see? What's going on with you?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with doing things in a movie where, yes, it's movie world. We get it. But the comedy sometimes is just too overboard. That is, for me, people laughing in the audience. Some people it works.
That's anything.
That's free movie, yes. But I don't know, man. It's way too broad. The only thing that works in this movie, which is a huge plus, because this is a date movie, really. I mean, yeah, it's a message movie.
Part of it is.
Yeah, I would say, it's equal parts, maybe slightly more message movie, but it's a date movie. And when it does become a date movie, it works. It works fine. Because of Ethan. The dude that plays Ethan here, Rory Scovel. Ethan is cool, man. Because whenever Ethan is around Amy Schumer, except for maybe the earlier parts of the movie, but when he's around her, he gets her to settle her ass down and be a real person. Mm-hmm. They actually become like Amy Schumer. Here's the problem with Amy Schumer in this movie when we talk about broad comedy. Amy Schumer is, like Martin said, she's a person that don't know when to shut up, don't know when to stop. And and that comes across in the movie. Scenes won't end with her ad-libbing, with her, like it's almost like people looking at her in the room and she's not gonna leave until somebody gives her a chuckle. Mm-hmm. Okay. Until somebody's like, God damn, all right, go, leave. She's forcing her comedy. Okay. It's very forced. And because it's forced, she's a forced character. And the humor is not funny. But when she's around Ethan right here, she becomes a real person. Ethan feels like a real person. And
he does because he's caught off guard by her.
Oh yeah.
But it's a weird thing because it is like when you brought up what's his name in Bridesmaids?
Chris O'Dowd?
Yeah, Chris O'Dowd. Mm-hmm. And I thought about Bill Hader in Trainwreck, where it's like, man, these crazy, women comedian, the character anyway, are able to play off of these male leads who are kind of like, all right, I'm kind of unassuming and I'm kind of letting you be who you are. And I'm a little thrown by it, but I'm going to stick with it and see where this goes. Mm-hmm. And they're charming because of that. And it slowly comes together. And that's the best part of the movie.
Maybe I had not seen him in a show, but Ethan, this character, I've seen Ethan in every bar and coffee shop around Austin. Yeah. What I'm saying? Yeah. Ethan is very relatable in that every dude way. I forgot I was looking at an actor most of the time because he was so cool. I mean, he's one of those guys who, while the movie's being broad in movie world, he's the only guy that's acting like a human being.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that makes the movie that gets the movie a little grounded in some areas where it should be. And I enjoyed that. I mean, I enjoyed him. I also liked somebody that I didn't even recognize in the movie, who I had seen before, Michelle Williams.
Oh, you didn't recognize her?
I didn't recognize her at all, man.
Oh, no kidding.
No. She took me off guard. What I liked about her is that, she showed comedy potential if she's working with better material. Because here, she's working with material that's not very strong. Some of her dialogue is not that great. But she talks in this really squeaky voice. You can tell her timing would be good if the movie was edited a little bit better, because that's the problem with the film, is that despite all these things that we're talking about that stands out, it's a very, very average looking film. It's a well-produced movie by Hollywood standards, but by Hollywood standards is also lazy, because there's nothing that stands out about it. It has no real style. Mm-hmm. You know what their style is? They sit back and they say, what we're going to do? We're going to let New York do all the work. We're going to go to these fancy places. We're going to go through the city, because everybody wants to go to New York, right? Everybody loves New York. So they just let the scenery do the work.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing here in these trailers, it kind of looks like a lower budget, less stylized version of Trainwreck, which I thought was, it was written well, it was edited well, and it was even directed well. I thought
that's on purpose. Mm-hmm. They take a lot of those aesthetics from Trainwreck because they're like, hey, you like Trainwreck? Let's bring you in here. Okay, it ain't no Trainwreck.
No, not Judd, but it is in some ways. It's
a Trainwreck. It's not Trainwreck.
It's not
and it even rips off some movies. I mean, it's one of those movies like Big. It's so much like Big that even Big has taken this from other movies. But it's so much, it's like, hey, you know what? I'm working in this big corporation. I'm working in the mailroom. I'm working as a front desk girl. Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what? Let's bring the average person in and see what they think about this product.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you just made stock go up 100%.
Yeah.
You must work here.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, don't worry about a resume.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't worry about us looking up to see if you have a criminal record or anything. Hey, hey, Joey, get out. You're fired.
I know that we could go to Target and see what they sell and what's popular, but you look like you shop at Target. You're our new vice president.
Yeah.
Go on.
You get up here. You're
I
hired.
know what I'm doing.
It's movie shit. It's like Vince Vaughn getting hired at Google.
Yeah.
You know, ain't nobody gonna hire Vince Vaughn at Google
Hey, he worked hard for that.
unless he get away. Unless they put a mop in his head or something. Nobody gonna do it. I love that shit in movies. Hey, Mary, get out. You don't understand the company like the average girl does. Come on up here. Everybody I knew hired. She's killed 12 people. Who cares? Profit.
She shops at Target.
And they can't even get certain things right in here.
Yeah, you get this other subplot with this discount Lance Armstrong that kind of goes
Two
nowhere.
shit did it like Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
You're like, at least I got 2 balls. but yeah, you got that going on. That doesn't go anywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
the audience was they were really into it. Like, ooh, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
Oh, some lame shit. We waited 10 minutes for this bitch. And the other thing is like, I don't want to talk about my man Roy right here, but she's a girl who's talking about, oh, I'm so beautiful. I want to be like the beautiful people. She falls for the first dick that comes her way, which is like a really plain dude. I'm thinking, why don't, and now it could be because, hey, she remembers her past and she's not trying to treat other people like that. Or I don't know, maybe, she really does want to give Rory a chance because he's a nice guy, but we don't get that. I'm just wondering why didn't you go through a couple of asshole, dickhead, really handsome dudes before you got to him?
She acted like it was the first guy that's ever flirted with her, so maybe that was the case.
Which it was the opposite. It was her flirting with him.
She attacked that dude in the laundry.
Yeah, it was. He was like,
She thought.
oh, do I grab this number? Oh, I see what you're doing, trying to get my number. He was like, okay. But he's like, I guess I'll go with it because you won't stop. But the thing is, a big part of this movie is the fact that when she thinks she's beautiful, there's a point when she becomes an asshole.
Okay.
Like, and you really get to see what she is all about. You think back to the beginning when you're like, oh, I can't believe I felt sorry for this bitch because she just had nothing but a black soul.
Well, we knew it was going to get there.
Yeah. But even though her friends are shunning her, I was like, there's never a point when she really addresses that.
No, and that's why I'm wondering about Roy right here, because it's like, okay, you were obviously this bitch raging to get out, this conceited, self-centered bitch that was raging to get out, and yet you fall for this really sweet guy, and there's really no huge conflict there. There is some conflict as they have to do in romantic comedies, but it's not huge. I think there should have been more because she falls for him way too easy. Like you were saying, like Martin said, he just says, "Can you have me a number?" She's like, "You want to fuck me, don't you?" You're like, "Bitch, I'm just trying to wash my clothes." Get off me. I tell you, here's what you can do for me. Take my laundry up to the counter. Shut the fuck up.
No, that's if she was in line with you.
Yeah.
you start supplying your own dialogue.
Man, I made up my whole movie. I made up my own movie, man. That's why I'm mad, because it ain't my movie. Because in my mind, like, I talk shit to her, I made her wash my clothes, and I had sex with her that night. There's a controversy going on with the movie where people are saying, just from the trailer, like, well, and I think some of it's really wrong. They're like, girl, you white, you blonde, and you ain't really that fat, so you got it made. And they just going by the trailer. And I think that that's wrong. But now that I've seen the movie, I'm like, yeah, I would kind of feel mad if you were telling me I look decent, I look pretty good, I look like Amy Schumer. You telling me that I gotta feel like shit? That's which is kind of what I got from it. I'm like, that's
sure. The whole time the movie is saying like, hey, just because you look like me, don't give up. You're beautiful inside. But you look at it and you're like, yeah, but you ain't beautiful inside. You're kind of a piece of shit.
And really, the movie's kind of telling you.
You need a personality transplant.
Yeah. And well, the movie's even telling you, it's like, you know what? You ain't beautiful, but just give up and accept who you are. That's pretty much what it's saying.
All right.
Yeah, you'll never be worth a damn, but you're worth it to yourself. You okay. Just stop, because you ain't going to do anything anyway. You always going to be a piece of shit. So, but on the other hand, and that's a little exaggerated. It's not telling you that, but it has its heart in the right place. It's just misguided. But as far as a date movie goes, it is sweet when it's working. It's genuinely a sweet movie. It's genuinely an entertaining movie. If only the movie was the rest of that. So yeah, I'll put it this way. It's the date movie of this type. If you were just on a first date, a second date, and you want something to do, go sit at the theater if that's the case. It's one of those movies that's kind of harmless and for the most part. It's a safe film to take somebody to. It's a comedy. Do that if you need to get to know somebody and just have something to do. Otherwise, you can watch this at home. This is a rental, and not really exciting rental. It's just a plain old forgettable rental.
With the romance, I was like, okay, this works, but it works. It's not like I'm excited about it. And I came out feeling like, you know what? I saw it. I ain't mad. It's just a low rental. But the more I sat here thinking about it and talking about it, I was like, man, so much waste that went on. What a waste of time it was. This is kind of more of a high, some old bullshit.
High, some old bullshit.
Yeah.
Now, you sure it's not a medium, some old bullshit?
No. Because it almost escapes that.
Martin Mann, like, I hit that in a minute. Which?
Well, yeah.
I like. Did you just wake up, Shirley? Who the fuck is that fat bitch? Nah. It's